What it do, what it do? Welcome to the Tapped In Podcast. You guys already know I'm here with my good friend, Angela motherfucking Mazzanti. What's up, Angela?
Hi. You want to hit this?
Let's go, man. Bring it in. Just got me smoking.
Run it. What do you not normally smoke?
Oh, man, I smoke.
Okay, I don't know. Just making sure.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, Angela is she is the biggest cannabis model on the planet. You guys will check her out. Go Google her. Hit her up on social media. You guys, if anybody's ever been to the Stizzy dispensary in downtown LA, you guys see her face right on the side of the building. Right. How does it feel, man? How's it feel to have your face on the side of the the freeway?
It's crazy because I didn't know that they were doing that, and then people started sending me, because I've worked with Stizzy for years, but I didn't know that they were gonna do that, and then I saw it, and I was like, "This is like one of like the biggest like life goals I've ever had is to like be on some sort of billboard." So as a model, it's
one thing to be on a billboard. It's one thing to be on the side of a building, but now you're on one of the biggest dispensaries in LA on the side of their building, and it's right off the 10 freeway. Everybody who's driving by sees that.
Not to toot my own horn, but let's not forget the hundreds of people who have my face tattooed on them, because that's a thing.
Damn. Hundreds of people have your face tattooed on their body.
At least 100.
How did that get started, dude? Like how did that trend get started? Because I've seen that all over the internet. People get it on their arms, stomach, ribs.
For me, what I think it was is I do a lot of portrait photography, and a lot of time tattoo artists need like, because what went like really popping is like different types of like poses I would do is like devil horns and like, you know, dead nun with like dripping blood. They need reference photos for a lot of stuff like that, so it kind of worked out because I noticed a big surge of it in Europe. A lot of different European artists were tattooing my face, but a lot of them didn't either follow me or know, like, I mean, there are people who knew who I was who, like, got me tattooed, but there's definitely an amount of people who just got it because they liked the photo. You know, whichever it is, I'm fucking hyped to be on somebody's body.
Yo, that's so fucking lit. So we know you do cannabis modeling. What all do you do, man? Because I swear it seems like you got your hands in everything.
I mean, I low-key do. I'm doing a little too much. But so I do cannabis modeling. I've been doing that probably for about 10 years. Let's see. I do cannabis sales as well. So I work for Punch Edibles, managing shops in the desert, and like also help them with a lot of marketing stuff. I have my own clothing brand, Nowhere Fast. Let's see. I'm also partnered on an agency, like a marketing agency for influencers in the space, predominantly cannabis, but we do have a couple other clientele. The creative direct for brands. I don't know. I do a lot of stuff. I do a lot of stuff that people don't know, like that I'm doing behind the scenes. Like I help a lot of people book talent for their shoots. So I just try to get in wherever I can get in.
Yo, you're a beast. You're a beast, bro. Like, that's insane. I've not met another woman with this much drive, got this much shit going on in the cannabis space, shit in any space. You know, usually women have like, you know, the women I know, they have like one lane, they get into like modeling.
Let's not generalize all women.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like in this space, it's just rare. Like most of my associates are men, most of my customer base is men, most of my supplier bases are men. So it's really cool to see that, you know. So I just haven't met someone with that much drive in this space. So that's dope. How'd you get into modeling?
So the way I got into modeling was really funny, actually. I was like let's see, how do I describe this? So basically there used to be Tumblr and MySpace, like were a whole thing. And like, I used to be in like the scene category of, I guess, like people. I would go to like hardcore shows. I was like a scene kid. And like in that demographic, there used to be this website called Is Anyone Up? And basically what it was like a hit site for like, if you wanted somebody's nudes, whether it be like, I want Jeffree Star's nudes, like, let me go find them. And then you would like, there were open forums, like similar to Reddit, I guess, pretty similar to that. But like, you could request like, hey, anybody got anything of this guy's dick? Like, or these girls' tits, like whatever. So anyways, I ended up getting put on that site, with a picture that I posted myself on Tumblr, and it just got leaked to there. And then after that, surprisingly, I had seen some people like, you know, it happens to them and they like, it's like the end of the world. But I kind of like took it in a different route, because my first ever photo shoot was because of that. A photographer for a magazine, actually Hustler, funny enough. I didn't do any like spread eagle shit, but like, you know, yeah, a photographer from Hustler hit me up. He wanted to pay and publish me for my very first photo shoot. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, why not? I was like 19, probably 18, 19 at the time. Yo. And was just like, what? Yeah, let's see what it goes. Because previously I had been, in like 2011, I went in the Air Force.
Air Force, really?
Yeah, I know, right? Like, you would not expect that. Went through the whole process. I got into basic training, and probably like halfway through my basic training, I was just like, this isn't what I want to do with my life. Like, I can't do this. And I kind of got out under medical leave because I had pre-existing heart problems. So it just, you know, it didn't work out for me. They were like, you really don't want to be here. It was like, no, fuck no, I want out of this shit. And then I came back though, like after that, what do I do with my life now?
That's at what age?
Let's see, it's probably like 19, 20.
So 19,
like 19.
19, you came back, you saw, you know, Air Force is not working out. So what do we do
And in that
next?
same year, all this shit started happening. Like, I was like going to college, just like working at a restaurant job. And I was like, I guess I'll just do this for the rest of my life. Like, it's making me money, like whatever. I didn't really care that much. And then fell into that. And then kind of all through a lot of things, I ended up in the cannabis industry, working for a delivery service, like back in the day.
Wow.
And that's kind of like was my first real
yeah, I had to ask you something about this, man.
What?
This delivery. I saw an interview online of you, and you were explaining this story where you got arrested working for a delivery service.
Yeah.
Yo, what was that like?
Fucking terrifying. So what happened was they apparently had a tracker on me for months at a time, and I didn't know. And like at the time, like I had quit because it was really sketchy. Like obviously black market, like was not legit. But like my original pretense with that job was that I was going to be in the office, like answering phone calls, scheduling at the drivers. And then it turned into like, well, you can drive a couple days. So I'd be like, all right, no problem. Then it started to be like, well, you have to use your own phone. You can't use like the trap phones. And then it was just like, all right, like, and I have to drive my own car now. Like, this is sketchy. Well, apparently on one of the deliveries that I did, it was a sting operation because they said I sold weed to a cop.
Oh no.
I didn't know. So I mean, around that same age, like it was all within that like same kind of year, that same like time frame that like, you know, all this shit started really going.
All right.
Yeah, that all happened. They came to my mom's house, and like at the time I had quit. I was starting to do modeling, so I was going out to the Bay Area a lot for photo shoots. So when they're tracking me, they see me going in and out of the Bay Area a bunch, and it's like, what is this bitch doing? She's pulling in weight probably.
Right.
And I wasn't even working for the guy anymore. So they came to my mom's house. And mind you, this is all right after my dad died. Like, was just going through, like, this is, like, the craziest period of my life of just, like, I don't know where the fuck I am. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm trying to help my mom out. 2 cops come in and say, is Angela Mazzanti here? She's under arrest. We start freaking out. Pretty much, like, I didn't get any charges, though, because I wasn't really that involved in it. And I just kind of played, like, I don't know what I'm doing. They said it was legit. Right. Dumb girl. Got out through that, and then started doing like bottle service for some clubs in like Fresno, and then was just like very depressed with my life and was just like very sad. And through that, I had been going to LA a lot, doing photo shoots, and like when I would go to LA, I didn't have money for hotels, so I would stay with friends, and if I didn't have friends to stay with, I would stay in my car and like, you know, shower at like 24-hour fitness and like, but I would stay out here for a week at a time, book 2 to 3 photo shoots a day, and just hustle my ass off and get like the most amount of content. So like when I see other people out there like not taking advantage of like where they live, like living in LA and not like hustling as hard as they can, like it bugs the fuck out of me. But yeah, it all kind of like worked out. I ended up down here. I ended up down in Southern California at a really good time where the cannabis events were popping off, like all the trap black market events, 215 days.
Yep.
And it was when like all these brands were really just getting started. So it was like I got to network and meet a lot of fucking people and work booths, like, you know, dabbing people out, selling their weed, like whatever it was. Just kind of like worked my way in that way.
Damn.
And that's just the start.
Starting from the bottom, now we here.
It's a whole, I should write a book, honestly.
Woo. Damn. That was a hell of a story, man. That was a hell of a story.
And that's just the beginning.
Yeah,
It's been
I already know, man. That's why I had to get you on here, because I'm like, yo, people gotta know, bro. Like, they gotta know more about your story, dude. You're the biggest cannabis model in the industry. Like, fuck what everybody else is talking about. In the industry, bro, you are the biggest. So I had to call you, get you on here, man. So what other industries are you in besides cannabis? Or are you in any other industries besides cannabis?
I mean, there's like the clothing brand industry. I'm working my way into different markets with like products I'm starting to get into, more in like the tattoo space as well. But I mean, I've been like doing tattoo shows and like also very integrated in like the smoke shop side of like the business to business trade shows. Like I've done sales for a lot of these companies too. So there's that.
Yeah.
I mean, tattoos, obviously, music space.
Tattoos.
Tried rapping at one point. Like I used to be in a metal band.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
A lot of shit.
Been doing a bunch of shit. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy, man.
Too much.
You're just, versatile, man. That's creativity. Like that's
versatile when it makes sense, because like at the same time, like I've been listening to a lot of more things that are like, hey, like stick to the maybe two things that you do best or one thing that you do best, and like really like push for it. So
right.
Not the best piece of advice to like get your hands in a lot of stuff unless they all kind of correlate, because like obviously Instagram and marketing all correlates with sales too. And
yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, dude, you got to go hard. You got to be versatile. That's how you create a big network. You know what I mean?
You never know what you're going to like if you don't try everything. Like, the storefront space just isn't the lifestyle for me. Like, I don't really want to, I could work in shops and probably manage and like do things in them, or like own a shop or own a cannabis company. But
yeah, for sure.
Not everything makes sense for everybody.
For sure. But that's how you build a big network. And, speaking of big network, when did you join social media? Because I see your following line's it's up there, dude.
Well, it started all the way back in like 8th grade when like MySpace was a thing, and that's like the first social media platform I had. MySpace.
Yo.
Yeah.
Shout out to
The
Tom.
Sheriff was my MySpace name. It was pretty lit.
There you go. Hell yeah. Shout out to Tom, bro. Shout out to Tom from MySpace, wherever he's at, man.
I wonder what he's doing now.
He's probably working some consulting.
That motherfucker isn't working anymore. Like he got his money off that.
What do you think he's doing?
I don't know. He's relaxing. He's probably invested. If he's smart, he probably invested in other social media platforms, and he just like helped them maybe develop, and then like he's just chilling now.
just
making money doing nothing. Yeah, just at home. Why? You think Mark Zuckerberg is out like doing a bunch of shit? Like, yeah, but no.
He's just watching the game. Like, fuck it, it's hanging out. I hear you. So what's your favorite platform though?
As of recently, TikTok.
Why?
It's just like people can be more real, and like it funnels out the fake shit, because the thing I fucking hate about Instagram, and like I'm guilty of it too, like, people only put out the best parts of their life on Instagram, and like, you see other people on Instagram and you're like, why the fuck am I not doing that good? When then you find out behind the scenes, it's not as good as they make it look. Everybody's just trying to put out the best stuff. But with TikTok, what I've seen is people being themselves, and people being like, yeah, I do this really weird fucking thing that's really not normal. And then everyone's like, hey, like that happens to me too. Like, okay, yeah. I'm not so alone in this. Like,
okay. All right.
That's what I really love about it.
So it's more personal.
Yeah. And that's it's just dope. More relatable content,
That's dope. That's dope. Do they allow cannabis content on there?
No, you can't have cannabis content on there. Like,
so you could smoke though, right?
No.
Oh, what?
You can't even smoke on TikTok.
What? Mm-hmm. Yo, that's crazy. I didn't know that. Yeah, I did not know that.
They're super, because it's like there are a lot of kids on that app.
Yeah, I believe that they're taking a better approach with it. It just seems more personable. So, what have you found is the best way to market yourself? Like as a person who's come from self-promotion, self-advertise, what do you think has been the best way for you?
Now, are we talking in regards to like being an influencer or like towards like brands? Like what's the best way to market yourself?
So you have different methods.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
100%.
So you as Angela Mazzanti, the person who people know your name because they've seen you on some kind of advertisement or they've seen you at a show or maybe, you know, they're involved in modeling somehow, photographer, model, something. What's been the best way, I guess your favorite way to be able to market yourself?
The best way to market myself as an influencer, as a model, like as a person and like an entity in itself, I would say is the biggest thing is being consistent on any social media platform. Everything. The more you can get into, the better you are because it's new eyes that aren't seeing you. And who knows? It only takes one video. It only takes one photo for you to like realistically go viral. So, you know, maybe it's this week's post, maybe it's next week's post, maybe it's a year down the line, like that, and networking and building relationships. Because the biggest thing that I've noticed in all the years I've been doing this and why I feel like I've lasted so long, like over 10 years in this whole industry, is because of the relationships I build with people, and I don't fuck people over. I feel like when you do good by people, it'll come back good, and just being a hard worker, you know, over providing. A lot of the time I give a lot of my clients more than what like we quote them at, because like, you know, why not? I know we agreed to this many photos, but why not give you the X amount, like give you more than what you're paying for, because you're going to come back.
Yeah, man. I'll say I've solicited some modeling from your camp before, and yeah, man, I was happy with everything that was done.
The job gets done.
It's legit. So, hell yeah. You just started Nowhere Fast. What's up with that?
So I just started my own clothing brand, Nowhere Fast. It's mainly supposed to be, my whole thing with it is having a brand that I can like put out my creativity with, what I think would be cool on shirts, what I would want to wear. I'm not a super vulgar person, but like I like stuff that's like statement pieces, and like, you know, like wearing stuff that says fuck you, and that makes people like second guess and look. Or I want more of that in brands, because like I'll find brands where it's like they have one thing where it's like fuck off or like something like that, but right. I want a whole brand that's like cute and like the style of it's very colorful, but like it's still like that. Right. Cute but deadly. Is
cute but deadly. Yo, I think you just came up with a new genre right now.
That's been.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's been a thing.
Where the fuck have I been?
I don't know.
Cute
Selling
but deadly.
weed.
I mean, no, I guess so. Sheesh. Yeah. Do you have any advice out there to like young influencers, new influencers that you know you would give them to guide them in a direction of knowing how to create original content?
So one of the biggest things I guess I can say about like advice, well, not only with like how I said before, being consistent, like building good relationships and stuff, but is to not worry about other people. Like nobody else is your competition. You are your only fucking competition in this. Like you need to be better than you were the day before. Like you need to be on top of your shit. Like put the hard work and put the effort in. What else? There's something else in my head that I'm like, this definitely needs to be said. But yeah, I like now that I'm getting more so on like the management side of things with people and like helping other people develop their careers. I just noticed a lot of people really aren't about their shit. And like, not only that, but people start worrying about like, oh, my numbers have been at this low, like I must be shadow banned. It's like, no, you just need to step your content up. Your content needs to be continuously changing with the times too. And like, you can't just worry about like the numbers of it, because not everybody blows up that fast or like has, but like, you know, utilize what you got, like appreciate what you have too. You know,
I've been with you on social media for a minute, and just seeing the evolution of your content is pretty interesting. Like everything that you see now, like on places like your Instagram, for example, is like just high quality themed photo shoots and just dope shit where everything comes together, like from the location to the outfit to the props, everything is like coordinated. Do you do that on purpose, or is it kind of like thrown together? Like, yo, I'm just gonna rock this. It's a pink set. Like, I'm gonna bring this.
No, so I do all the, I guess, creative directing for all of my photo shoots, and like, sometimes like I'll coordinate it with the photographers because I work only with people that I've been working with through the years that I know like will get me what I need. So I'll go basically like figure out like a mood board for the concept of the shoot I want to do. Like, what's the overall idea here? Like, what's the theme? Like, is it more like of that street vibe? Is it more of like lifestyle? Like, and then we find a studio that matches like the kind of vibe we want to go with. I hire my friends, videographers and photographers, because I get good work and I want to see all the people around me fucking eat.
Fuck yeah.
And we create the content. They do all my editing. It's just a lot easier for me, at least, like where I can get the brand and not a lot of the time the brands don't request like necessarily like professional photo shoots, but I like to go out of my way because that's what I do best is photo shoots. So like, hey, like take some photos of me with the product. Like, let's get some like branded assets of it, just like with all the props around. And then like, then they work on the content. They get me everything back. I send it to the brands, and I already have something to post ready to go instead of like stressing about like, okay, I gotta like take this video, like let me come up with an idea, this and that. It's just, and for me, like photography ads, like they last a lot longer than like and not to say like Instagram reels and like videos like that don't do well. I think they're good for traction, but like photos and advertisements like that last a lifetime because you can throw it up on a billboard whenever and you have that professional content to use.
So, would you say that you do you do any marketing right now? Do you do any advertising for yourself?
For myself, like in what regard?
Or is it, or is everything that you do based on inquiries?
Yeah, everything I do comes to me. If that's what you mean.
Yeah.
So like
you're not calling a buddy who's like, you're like, hey, I know you got this brand, but we got this crew. Like, let's do something for you. Let us shoot something for you.
No, because I feel like I don't know. There's just something about like reaching out to people to like be like, hey, like, I don't know if it's like the relationships that have been developed for a while, maybe, but like I just let things come into me like I'm pretty slammed. But now that we are building out an agency and like we have a roster of cannabis influencers, I'm starting to reach out to those brands like I've worked with over the years that I've built good relationships with and that like I know are good products and are run by good people, and pairing them with like, hey, like here's what we can do for you on a bigger scale of just then like what I can do for you.
For sure. Man, that's legendary shit, ladies and gentlemen.
Crazy. Man,
what do you think it is that I'm learning a lot about you today myself. It's crazy. What do you think these digital marketing companies can do for brands that these brands can't do for themselves?
So as far as like what a digital marketing agency can really do for you is, as a cannabis brand, I think you should really just worry about what you do best. And that's how things should go. Like you guys know how to grow and sell weed the best. Do that and pay somebody else who knows what the fuck they're doing. Because you don't want to start getting into like all the back end shit of like the online advertising, the marketing, like knowing what works. Like you have to know and keep updated with like what's trending, like what's going to do well. What have we seen do well in the past? Like a lot of these marketing and branding agencies have an outline and like an ideal like return on investment that a company is getting. Whereas like it's a little bit harder if you just like hire an internal marketing person, you're limited to just that. But like a lot of these marketing companies, you have their full network of people that they could work with. Mm-hmm. So it all just depends like what they're providing, and how it's benefiting you and that it's making the brand more money in the end. Because
for sure.
if your investment's there, like, and you're making more, then it's like, well, it's working. So why fuck it up?
Let me tell you this, coming from a business owner standpoint, I don't think a lot of guys even understand that there's a separation of responsibility there. I think that as a business owner, you don't think like that. You think like, this is how you think. You think that the marketing is part of your job. Like you're starting a brand, you're starting a company, you got sales, customers, advertising, sourcing, transport, all these things. But I think as a business owner, a lot of us think like all that shit is part of our job. So I think that it's good for a lot of people to understand like, yo, you have a business, you have a brand, but it's best to bring in a creative company to do your content and to do your digital marketing.
Yeah. And I mean, like, obviously the brand owner should have an idea of like, here's the demographic of my brand I want to hit. Like, here's how I want to present my brand. And here's like the story behind my brand. Now you guys do what you do best.
For sure.
Because there's now that like we're doing the agency side of stuff, like there's so much more than like just Instagram side of things, you know? And like as advertising platforms open up more for cannabis companies, like it's just going to extend even greater. What's
the best way for a person, brand, business to find a digital marketing content creation company, like where they would find yours?
Hit me up. Let me know, you know?
Hey.
No, I can definitely point you in our agency. I highly recommend High Rise. Like, we'll stand by them till the fucking end of time.
Shout out to High
They're
Rise.
great fucking people.
Yeah.
And they get their jobs done.
For sure. That's dope. What's been the biggest inspiration for your content, for yourself?
Like, what do you mean?
I don't know. Do you have like an idol or someone that you look up to, or a theme that you look up to? Something
I don't know if this is like conceited to say it. I just look up to myself and how I can be like a great. I don't look up to people. I don't
talk
know.
that
like, I have,
shit.
Okay,
talk that.
I
shit.
have friends that I'm like, I take things from them that I'm like, cool. I need to better myself in this because like I admire you for being able to do this.
For sure.
Like Mac Dizzle, for example. I admire her for being fucking funny and herself online. Like, it's really fucking hard to do that.
Right.
And like, you know, it's not easy to like make funny fucking jokes on the internet and like make funny skits and videos.
Right. There you go, man.
Just shit like that. Like there's people I take things from that I admire, but like there's nobody I've look up to because I've learned that people that I have looked up to in the past, it's not what you think it is. And I'm sure there's people who look up to me and then like you see in my life, like it's really not like as exciting as people think or like, you know, not as ballin' as people think.
All right.
Very like realistic about who I am.
There you go, man. Glad to hear it. It's all just real, genuine shit, ladies and gentlemen. Good. Genuine shit, ladies and gentlemen. Man, started from the bottom. Now we're here.
We're going to keep going.
That's right. What do you think is the biggest difference between people who have big followings and people who have small followings, like on social media, for example? Like if you could just pin it to one word or a couple short words, what do you think would be the major difference there?
I really don't, because like there's potential for that person to like sometimes like the smaller people are so much more engaged with their audience than like the bigger people are, and I can say that from experience because like when you hit those bigger numbers, it's so fucking hard to respond to people, but when you're at those smaller numbers, you want to beat bigger so bad that like you're interacting with people more. Like, and I don't know, I feel like sometimes when you have a smaller account, like you give a shit more about like your relationships with that.
For sure.
So I don't know. There's obviously best of both because like with higher numbers, you get higher pay, you get more perks. But when it comes to a branding standpoint and like who I would use for branding, a lot of the time the micro influencers with smaller followings go way fucking harder. And like they work so much better. Dope.
Yeah. Organic engagement, man.
But it all depends. Like, it all depends what demographic you're trying to hit. It all depends what you're trying to do. Like,
right.
Because there are big creators who are doing very good.
Right. Yeah, I mean, your TikTok's pretty cracking. You got like 500,000 followers there.
Yeah, and I think I've only been on it maybe like a little over a year. No, more than a year, but TikTok's lit. I love TikTok.
Yeah, I just posted like my first video on there the other day, so I'm kind of feeling it out, learning how to do it. It's cool. Did like 200 views or some shit.
Okay. See, but off of like your first video, it's like
just
random
like
200
just threw
people.
something out there to see if people were biting. And one of my videos got like 750. I'm like, yo, it's crazy. So, do you have a message for all your viewers, fans? Is there a message that you want to give them? Something you want to tell people that look up to you?
Yeah, fucking fuck what people think. If you want to do something, fucking do it. Don't let anybody hold you back. You know, it doesn't hurt to try. So why the fuck not, you know?
Yeah.
Just do it's your life. You literally only live once, or you live every day, but you only die once, was what I heard off. I don't remember where I heard it. But yeah.
There you go.
Live your fucking life how you want to. Don't get stuck at a dead end job. Like, utilize that to get to where you want to be in life, and like, you know, just make it fucking happen.
There you go, man. Shout out to making it the fuck happen. So, yeah. Is there anything that you wanted to get into that you haven't yet?
So I am dropping my first like actual brand. Like, I know I have the clothing brand, but like I've never done my own product. I can't say too much, but I can say it involves two things I love: tattoos and weed. And it's probably dropping, I think, at like the end of summer. We're projecting, hopefully, if everything goes right. It's a lot harder starting a brand than I thought it was going to be. It is very hard. There's so much back end stuff that it's going. Okay. So look out for that.
Here we go. Here we go. When is that going to be ready?
Hopefully the end of summer. I'm hoping if everything goes right, but like there's a lot of like R&D on things. There's a lot of like figuring. I want everything to be perfect, so I want to take my time with it and not just like rush out a product. For sure. I know how that is, man. It's, you know, you you definitely want to make sure as much as possible everything's right on a brand. Coming from somebody who's created brands and products, you really want to make sure that things are in the right place. But I will also say, from experience, I've created multiple brands, multiple products now, and it's never going to be completely ready, because you're going to go through a trial phase in the beginning. You're going to be like, see what the customers are saying about it. Oh, it's too rough. Oh, it's too, you know, this, that, whatever. Like it's you know, maybe it's too shaky, or just whatever it is. You know what I mean? And you got to just fix all those things. So things are they're never going to be perfect. They're never going to be perfect. Oh, no. So it's good to just get out there 100%. And like just get going sometimes. Yeah. But as long as like my key points are hit, then it's like cool. But yeah, there's no such thing as perfect. For sure. Prices can always go lower. Yeah. New technology. Yeah. So, all right, we're gonna get ready to wrap this thing up. But is there anyone you want to give a shout out to? Shout out to my manager, Danny at Golden Group. Shout out, Danny. Let's see. Shout out to Punch Edibles. Fucking love y'all. Been with me from the start. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Shout out to Grasshopper. You know, y'all have been here from the fucking start with me too, pretty much. Yes. Yep. Seasoned vets. We're vets by now. I mean, nearly. I remember when you guys had a fucking trampoline with girls at an event. That was the most lit thing I've ever fucking seen. Yeah, and they were topless, jumping around this trampoline in front of thousands and thousands of people. Fire. Never seen people pull their cameras out, start filming so fast. Oh, I swear, I was watching guys just sit at the fucking trampoline, just like, I'm like, Lord, I hope these girls make some tips. Oh, man, good times. Is there anyone you want to give a big fuck you to? No, I'm pretty I'm pretty nice with everybody. I don't know. Right. I don't want to. Okay, another piece of advice. My biggest thing is don't burn your bridges with people either, you know? Don't burn your bridges. Just be nice to everybody, and like, you know, why hate anybody? You said earlier, and just do good business. Yeah, you know? So. Do good business. All right, well, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you, any kind of social media, anything you want to drop? Let's see. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok. Just search Angela Mazzanti and it will come up. Instagram's Angela_Mazzanti. Yeah, that's pretty. I mainly only fuck with Instagram and TikTok, but I'm sure you can Google me, find me anywhere else. You know, OnlyFriends. I will say there's some accounts there if you're looking for the spicier content. But yeah, shout out to fucking OnlyFriends, you know? That shit is lit. Anyway, this is a Tapped In podcast, you guys. Y'all been tapped in. We're tapping out. Gone.